Hi guys, and welcome to part 16 of Let's Play Minecraft. I'm still working on the house, and at this point in time I'm actually working on my own house as well, my original house, because the creeper decided he didn't like my methods of farming and decided to help me out by taking me back to starting from scratch, which is, yeah, it's helpful of him. Yeah. You may actually recognise this is the area where my cows and sheep were, and my one chicken. He was a lonely chicken. Lonely chicken. But no longer. He is now grilled chicken. A lot more fun than he used to be as well. I do love chicken. But yeah, so I've just decided I'm not going to bother farming anymore at all. Here we can see one of the problems that I have with building this house, which is mobs continually spawning inside. Now, I know how to stop this from happening. I've got to put light sources with torches, it's every 7 blocks. If you are 7 blocks away from a light source, basically they can spawn. So you have to have no more than six blocks, I think, between light sources, and that should stop mobs from spawning. So I just got to do that. I'm just going to find a good way of doing it. But just now in this section here, working on the one side of the house. This is actually these are actually going to be the bedroom side of the main hall. So I've actually, in this clip, I've actually finished that, and I'm just putting in some windows. Get a bit of light inside, make it feel a bit more airy, and a bit less like a coffin. To be fair, yeah, a bit less like a coffin, completely made of wood, nowhere to really go, and nothing to look out of. So yeah, a bit of light, nice big windows. That should solve the whole problem. That should solve all of it. Make it feel a bit more like home, instead of a fortress. Or again, a coffin. So one problem I do still have is creepers. Creepers just appearing randomly from everywhere. And for some reason taking a massive dislike to me having anywhere nice to live. So, you know, screw you. Guys, screw you. I'm going to continue, even though really wood is not the best thing to be building out of. Pure and simple reason is it gets blown up really easily. It doesn't have as high blast resistance as cobblestone does, so it takes a lot more damage when a creeper goes off next to it, which is why it does such a massive amount of damage to the walls. But I prefer things made of wood, and also it gives you more options. So here I actually decided to do a basement to the house as well. I'm going to start probably using that for keeping my materials in. So it's going to be, eventually it's going to be filled up with torches, and it's going to be filled up with chests, and basically everything I pick up while I'm out cave diving is going to go straight in there, or rather straight in here, because this is where it's going to be. This actually took a hellish amount of digging, so really there isn't much. I mean, there was a lot of actual footage, but not much of it was actually worth watching, because it was just digging and digging and digging. But yeah, so this is pretty much just the very first corner of it that I'm actually digging here. It's going to be there's going to be one layer of cobblestone around the entire of the floor, around the ceiling, and around the well, everything. And the stairs actually go down from, as you'll see in a short while, they actually go down from underneath the main set of stairs in my house that lead up to the second floor. So nicely hidden away. But yeah, so just taking stock, making sure all my measurements and everything are right. Well, measurements, I say everything's a block a metre wide, so really it's not really measurements. But yeah, more digging, a lot more digging to go from here on. It's actually really, after it's finished, it's actually a really big basement, just pure and simply because it takes up the entire floor space of the house, rather than being as the actual house is the hall, then the upstairs hall, and then there's rooms on the side. In this case it's just one big room, one massive room. But I did find a lot of mobs spawning down here when it was finished, so I'm going to have to really light that place up, like a lot, just to stop them from spawning, because skeletons and zombies I'm okay with. It's the creepers that keep blowing stuff up that I really can't be bothered with. I mean, I could take this back to peaceful, just flip it back to peaceful level difficulty, but I don't really want to do that because it's going to get kind of boring. And besides, there is stuff that I'm going to eventually need that you can only get from playing with difficulty turned on. So I guess it's just going to have to stay on for now. Well, I'm going to leave it on anyway, because let's face it, got to have a bit of conflict somewhere. Otherwise it's not really survival. If there's no conflict, it's not really survival, is it? So what you've really got to do is make sure you've got enough food to survive and that you don't drown. And that's not really at all order. I don't think I've actually in this survival drowned once yet. Seriously, not once. But yeah, this is how big the basement actually ended up being. So it is pretty large. It is pretty big. Just to make absolutely sure I've got space for everything I pick up. Yeah, the torches are a bit random at this point. But eventually I'll pick them all up again and make sure it's in the right place. Yeah, I got to do something eventually about these mobs spawning. So yeah, I think between videos I'm going to have to go out and just completely fill the area up with torches. Make absolutely sure there is nowhere for them to come from. Because like I say, the skeletons and the zombies I'm actually okay with. It's the creepers, especially when I'm living here as well, because I'm going to move all of my bed and everything in here, so this will be where I live. So I do not need them spawning while I'm trying to go to sleep. It's bad enough, to be fair, when they spawn outside and I can't use the bed that I've actually now brought over here to sleep in and use as a spawn point. You get that really irritating message. It makes you want to go all Liam Neeson on them. I will find you and I will kill you.